Enjoy.
Hey fam, what exactly are you looking at?
You're looking at me a bit funny, still.
Looking at me like you want to do me a tick. So I'm gonna approach you to intimidate you. If only you knew I was putting on a brave man acting my face being here.
Spud.
I just need to put on this mask.
My mom says I look like a clown, but I know you're seeing the Grim Reaper. Welcome to my ends. Welcome to hell. Yes, it's my yard, but if it's hell for me, I'll make it hell for you.
Man, I like you can go on these roads. Not knowing what's under the pavement stone. Tell her. Underneath each stone is a landmine, and if it blows, then that's you up in smoke, G. And if the mines don't get you in time, I've got a bagger man waiting to tear you to pieces. We're animals, predators, and this ain't no London Zoo.
Nah, this is the Serengeti, where the lions kill first and ask questions later.
I got bears that I've known since we were cubs. The only man that have ever showed me love, and I know that ride or die. See, either you get back up on that bus and ride or die.
Hey, Emma! From I saw you walking, I knew you wasn't from these ends. If you was from these ends, you wouldn't have walked down these alleyways. You'd have heard the echoed stories, seen the skeleton graffiti,
like caveman did.
About mans that have had their last breath on these blood and chewing gum paved streets.
Laced with bones, ripped by mouths and knives. Fam, you must have seen the tombstone mailboxes and rails covered in dry out flowers and some bleached paper. Fam, you are in my postcode area. Not that I ever got no post in that. But these streets deliver me first class. And I'm the breadwinner of this kingdom. Step in my cage and be ready to fight. I may not have my boxing gloves on, so go easy away.
Just keep it in there.
Change of heart.
Just keep it in the center.
Man don't need protection. But my skin is an open blind once I'm hit. You see my true colors. All my people around me. So I'm gonna tell you what I'm gonna do. Fam! I'm gonna murk you! Fam! I'm gonna mess you up! Fam! I'm gonna shank you! Fam!
Well, I'm gonna be.
Because you walk down the street, I think it belongs to me.
I don't know where my boys are now. Tables are turning so fast that I'm dizzy.
I've got double vision looking at you. Now it's 2 against 1.
The weapon you're holding reminds me of my mum.
Auntie to some.
Chopping onions in the kitchen. The memory is so vivid there are tears streaming down my face.
How did I get to this place? Wow. Not even gonna lie. Didn't think it was gonna end like this. No, I'm joking. I can sing too, you know. I'm gonna get a number 1 when I'm older. Who's singing? My first sale. My first sale, £3.50. So what's it called? The next piece is called "You Are Missed," and it's the first poem we ever wrote together, which was a year and a half ago. I'm guessing these figures. What's it called? Time now. My hair was black when we started, so this is stress. Not guys. So it's called "You Are Missed," and sometimes like the character that we just played, they get themselves in trouble, and you don't know what to say to them. So when we wrote this is what you would have said. Yeah, you are missed. To our brothers and sisters from another mother, we want to say we miss you. I don't want you to feel like your life was cut short and we don't remember you. There's always a space in my heart and a thought in my mind,
And a prayer on my lips and a tear in my eye when I realised I wasn't there when you went. And if I'm honest with myself, I don't know what I would have done. So maybe I wasn't meant to be there.
Maybe you didn't need me to wave you off.
I just wish we could relive our first meeting. I try and recall every sense,
Every moment.
Every second.
the occasion, so that you were still alive. But the sound still trigger my emotions. Your heart still beats at the same speed mine does.
We were so close.
Identical.
We taught each other how to be men and women, but still respect our elders.
Your mom still says hi to me. But it's awkward, the silence after the hi, with a smile.
Just reminds me that you ain't here. And that seems to take a lifetime.
When it passes, you pass. Again
And again.
And again.
till I look back up at my mom and I realize you have the same eyes, so I tear myself away and choose to speak to you instead.
I hope you're hearing me. You know what? I hate you. I hate that I miss you. Society warned me about you. They said he must live that life.
You know he must.
Clothes that baggy, jeans that low.
He ain't going nowhere good, you know.
I can still hear their thoughts.
Even though you're gone.
Jeez, skin for it.
Showing way too much skin, going to all the wrong places, talking to all the wrong people.
You were just a kid. In character as an adult, your first big part. Thought you were a star, you played it well in rehearsals. But when the curtain rose and the stage lit, you were just a toddler in clothes that would have fit.
I regret looking up to you, because now I look down at your grave. And I refuse to look at you up high, because then the tears will come back.
Then I
Start to think of you, and I don't want to do that. It's not like we all didn't get told.
Young men live by the knife or die on the streets. Young ladies, brain between the sheets if you want that disease. So to cry for you, I refuse. I need for you to tell me why I should feel sorry for you. I mean, you put yourself in the danger zone. It's like you did it to yourself.
Run out!
Hey, Mark, target yourself.
Please trigger!
Shot fired, bang! Gone. So now we reminisce.
Of times before street corners and cannabis. Times of Teletubbies and buggies, of swings in the park.
Kickabouts and girlfriend doubts, your first broken heart.
The second I heard you was dead, I couldn't cry. Don't know why, but I couldn't. I remember punching holes into the walls. I wanted my hands to be numb like I imagined yours were. The rumors say she tried to fight him off. They say his DNA were under her
Nails, I remember. I told him not to go that night.
Them boys aren't like us. They don't play nice. He should have known not to play with knives.
With those face-covered clowns, lost behind masks of drunken sorrows. Threw you down a road even they couldn't follow.
And what happened to tomorrow? I blame society for saying you would be like this. Why couldn't they speak positivity into your life? I blamed you.
Because why the fuck did you prove them right?
If you're hearing me,
Then tell me,
you should be blamed. You or us. Probably one of our most recent. Anyone heard about the Ferguson and all the shootings and stuff? So this was our take on that situation, and it's called Black Bowlers. We are artificially programmed.
So without fail,
Every 28 hours,
on the dot, a bullet will be shot.
we live the sound when niggas drop.
if you want to survive,
Stop!
show me your dry, guilty hands. And I'll see if you really bleed blood, or the family gene of failure then prison.
If your trousers hang high or your skin reflects mine, jog on, get
The
home.
description we want fits your colored friend. We didn't come here to claim the life of a white. If your skin mimics soil, you committed the crime.
I can see gel bars in the wrinkles of your skin, and justice in the color of your palm.
Touch, make any sudden
Or
movement.
speak, my hand automatically reaches down my pocket in order to protect my paycheck,
My privileges.
My powers.
I have a family and a home that doesn't need to be vandalized by your neighborhood.
Your black tongue claims to be your master, the bringer of lights to your future. You plead, but my gun is locked, loaded.
ready to claim another life from their home, reducing them to the grave.
We adore the moment a mother's heart clenches and a father's bloodline stops. By we,
I mean all 43% of policemen in this day and age who also agree that following the rules
is not compatible with getting the job done.
So each bullet fired measures how sure we are that we would get away with murder. We squeeze the trigger with a smile.
Our colleagues are on our side. So instead of turning a blind eye, they just don't look. Until society opens theirs, beginning to shout restricted cries for the lives we've taken.
The city breathes as one. As feet begin to carve protests in history.
But we put it to sleep
and manipulate the dreams
as we write reports
and tear gas those that witness what we do. We put them on the crooked train tracks.
hearing it fit that we are able to see mellow skies another day. We know you're tired.
We've seen the t-shirts and candles.
The RIPs to those that have died.
But the flame burns our sympathy away.
I stay open, as wide as those of your brothers in his last moments, as wide as the gap in the drain.
As wide as the chasm between life and death.
As wide as the race divide in this culture.
Country.
Whoa.
I'll have you know, I felt nothing when I heard my victims' last words from their last breath. What are you following me for?
Trayvon Martin, February 26, 2012. I love you too.
Sean Bell, November 25th, 2006.
I don't
have a gun. Stop shooting!
Michael Brown, August 9th, 2014.
It's not real.
John Crawford, August 4th, 2014.
I can't breathe. Eric Gardner, July 17th, 2014. Why did you shoot me?
Kendrick Madade, March 24th, 2012.
All we hear is,
shoot me.
You sleep better if you do.
Knowing you followed orders.
It's only a black bone. We're not haunted by the ghost of your brothers and sisters. Even if you are, we do not mourn your children any more than we mourn the setting sun. Always following the rules is not compatible with getting the job done. Don't hate us for getting the job done. Just call us criminals with badges.
And this badge will protect us from the streets to the courtrooms as your children lay in their tombs and you lay in bed trying to dream of your last moment with them.
But it never quite happens, does it?
So stay awake and grieve. Sleep is the cousin of death, a loving cousin.
A loving friend, brother.
A wonderful son to his mother. We killed your children and continue to use their frail skeletons as knives and forks to eat justice until our stomachs can no longer fit into our ironed uniforms. When we're done with him and the unspoken about her, they would have seen everything but old age. Such a shame. We don't care.